hopefully you have your favorite periodic table with you. It's probably marked up from the last video, and we can use that to write some electron configurations. Now for a test or quiz, you're going to get a clean periodic table from me. So you're going to have to know how to mark it up each time. But it seriously takes like 2 seconds. It's so easy. All you got to do is first separate the different blocks. So we've got the S block. It goes across 2 columns to represent the 2 electrons that fit in the s orbitals. And technically, in that s block, I would find helium. So I'm going to cross them off for electron purposes. Next, I'm going to go across to my p block. My p block goes across 6 to represent the 6 electrons that fit in p orbitals. In the middle, I've got the d block. The d block should go across 10 to represent the 10 electrons that fit in d orbitals. Now we haven't mentioned these guys yet, but if you are curious, the 2 rows that are kind of pulled out to the bottom, these are called the F block. The F block involves rare earth metals, usually metals that are radioactive, or even synthetic elements, ones that are created in the lab from nuclear fusion reactions. Kind of fancy. F orbitals are kind of like just crazy high energy orbitals. They're even higher in energy than D's. D orbitals have 4 lobes. F orbitals have 8. If you want to see a picture of an F orbital, let me know. They're awesome. There are 7 F orbitals that can hold a total of 14 electrons. 2 electrons per orbital, which is why this F block goes across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 elements. Wow, it's amazing. Now we're not going to do electron configurations with these F orbitals, but if you're kind of curious, that's why those groups are kind of pulled out to the bottom. They have very rare properties, and they fill some kind of crazy high energy orbitals. We will only deal with S's, P's, and D's. Now the other thing that I do before I get too crazy is label all my energy levels. So if it's not already done for you, I label S block 1 through 7, because I know there's an S orbital in every energy level 1 through 7. P block, I start labeling it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. P's don't start till the 2nd energy level. D's don't start till the 3rd, so I label this as 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you're really like super wild, can you guess what level the F's will start? Well, you can kind of see on this slide, right? The F's start in the 4. So this is like 4F, 5F. And again, we're not going to deal with the F's, but if you're curious, they do follow the same pattern. Boom, done. Now I yacked quite a bit, but that would have taken me, what, like maybe 5-10 seconds? Okay, so now technically we did lithium already, but we can do lithium off a periodic table. Lithium is right here, Li. It's element number 3. So all I have to do is start at the beginning and walk my fingers until I hit lithium. Walk through the orbitals. The periodic table will tell you the order that they fill. You always have to start with hydrogen. The 1s gets filled with 2. There's the first 2 electrons. Lithium is the 3rd electron. Now we're in the 2nd energy level, the S block. 1. Lithium is the first element in the 2s orbital. There, done. If you add the superscripts, you should get the total number of electrons, 3. Done. It's that easy. It's beautiful. All right, let's try another one. Let's say we do carbon. Carbon is element number 6. Here he is, carbon. I'm going to walk through the periodic table till I hit carbon. I always have to start 1s. There are 2 electrons in the 1s orbital. First energy level, s black. That's it. Next orbital filled, electron number 3 and 4, for that matter, go down in the 2s2. 1, 2. Now I follow across. I like having this 2 there because it reminds me that I'm still in the second energy level, but now I'm in the p block. Carbon is the second element in. 2p2. I'm done. Isn't that awesome? You're done. I love it. Magnesium. Magnesium is right here. Mg. If you have your periodic table labeled, this is a breeze. Okay, so we got to start them all the same way, which, I mean, to be honest with you, after a while you kind of do memorize how they start, because they all start the same. You'll be having dreams of like 1s2, 2s2. That gets me through lithium and beryllium, and then I hop across to the 2p. Magnesium is element number 12. So I'm going to need all 6 of these guys. That gets me to neon number 10. So I'm going to go 2p6. The next available orbital is the 3rd energy level. We're in the s block. Magnesium is the second one in. 3s2. I'm done. I would almost say this is borderline fun. I'm really enjoying this right now. Okay, let's try some crazy ones. Iron. Iron, iron, iron. Iron is number 26. So iron's kind of hanging out in the middle here. There he is. He's kind of like right in there. Iron. Let's try this guy. I start them all off the exact same way, so it does get kind of repetitive. 1s2. 2s2. Next I follow across to the 2p. The first row has 6 electrons, or 6 elements. That's it for the second energy level. Now I go to the 3rd row across. The 3rd row, or the 3rd energy level, starts with an s. It can hold 2 electrons, goes across 2. Right now I'm at 12 total electrons, like magnesium. We just keep going. Then I'm going to hit the 3p. 3p. I'm going to need all 6. That gets me to 18 argon, but I'm going to 26. So now watch this. Next, it's the 4th energy level, s orbital. 2 electrons. And now the periodic table will tell me that the D's start in the 3rd energy level. This is the 3D. And iron is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's kind of squashed in there, but I think you can kind of tell. It should end 4s2, 3d6. You never have to worry about that goofy discrepancy, that technically the 4s does fill before the 3d. It is lower in energy. The periodic table will tell you. As long as you mark it up, S is starting the 1st level, P is starting the 2nd, D is starting the 3rd. It's right there for you. Same thing with something like silver. Silver, silver, where are you? Silver is number 47. So he's kind of down here, AG. Whoopsie, one up, AG. There we go. AG. Wow, that was crazy. There it is. This periodic table obviously doesn't have the symbols on it, but it works. Okay, so they get longer the more electrons you have, but I wouldn't say they get any more difficult. You still just walk through the periodic table, hitting each orbital until you get to your desired element. And again, they all start the same way. 1s2. Holy moly, what was that? Weird. 1s2, you crazy little pen. Oh, I was going to do it again. There it is, 1s2. 2s2. There's the first 4 electrons. Then I go across to the 2p. That block goes across 6. The second energy level is done. Then I'm going to go to the third row across. 3s block holds 2. And move across to the 3p block for 6. That gets me to 18 argon. Now I just keep going. At this point, I'd be at the 4s for 2. Then this is the 3d, but this time I need all 10. I'm going for silver. I got a ways to go. I need all 10. And again, I like having this marked in because now I don't have to forget. After the 3d10, I'm back to the 4p. This is the 4p. It goes across 6. Okay, then we just keep going. 4p6. After that, I'm at krypton. Now I go to the 5s for 2. I have this labeled as the 4d silver. Goes across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4d9. Done. So it gets a little longer the more electrons you have, but it doesn't get any harder. You're still just following the same patterns on the periodic table until you hit the desired element. Now, multiple choice questions or test questions could just ask, hey, what element is this? Maybe they give you a configuration and say, hey, what element is this? All you got to do is add up the electrons. Add up the total number of electrons you have. So you have a couple options. You could do something like magnesium. Add your little superscripts. 2, 4, 4 and 6 is 10. 10 and 2 is 12. 12 electrons. Element number 12 is magnesium. They could do that. Give you a configuration and ask what element it is. Obviously, they could do what we just did. They say, hey, what's the configuration for magnesium? Or the other option, if they gave you this configuration and said, what element is this? Look at the very last orbital. The last orbital is 3s2. Now go on your periodic table and find the 3s second element in. Third energy level, S block, second element in, magnesium. Super easy, right? So we're going to do a lot of these in class. We're going to do some practice ones so that we become absolute masters of using our periodic table to create the most beautiful electron configurations anyone has ever seen.